Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a property talk. It's just time. It's still the beginning of the year. It's February and I know many of you want to buy a home. I've been getting a lot of questions recently about whether now is a good time to buy. Is 2020 the year that I should buy my first place or second place, whatever? I need help. So I'm here to give you some background, some context, some statistics, and then you can make an informed decision on whether you are ready to buy a home in 2022. So I want to start off with sharing some information on the COVID years, 2020, 2021, I was about to say 22. No, not 2022. Basically, those years, 2020 and 2021, were actually very good years for first-time buyers. I think it was roughly about 50% of purchases in the UK were by first-time buyers. Now, there are obviously a lot of factors. One, many of you guys obviously were able to save a lot if you weren't going into work, and people found that period quite useful, even though it was horrible. It was also kind of good for some people when it came to finances. Not everybody, but some people were able to save. Of course, you had some people that couldn't afford to keep their homes, so people were putting their houses up on the market, so there was a lot more demand. Also, many people realized, actually, I don't need to stay inside of London or close to work anymore because I'm working from home every day, or my lifestyle has completely changed, so I want to go and upsize or get some more land or more space, more for my money, slightly out. So people were buying and relocating. Also, my good old friend, the stamp duty holiday, many people ask me, will it come back? I really don't think that's happening. Like, the government, so I think it's like over 400,000 purchases were by first-time buyers in the UK in 2021. Like, I think that's like the highest it's been since 2006. Crazy. So clearly we were buying, but the end of 2021 saw like a pause in the market a little bit. After the stamp duty holiday, property just kind of slowed down. But also, this kind of happens every year. The end of the year leading to Christmas is always usually a quiet time for property. You won't see much on the market. Even right now, it's still a little bit quiet when I'm on Rightmove, Zoopla, Prime Location, Purple Bricks. The busiest time is usually like March onwards. People aim to have properties sold by summer holidays because, you know, once summer holidays come, people are traveling or they're with their kids. It's a big pause, and then you go back to the winter like lull again. So the reason why I would say now is potentially a good time to buy, I can't advise, but I can just give my thoughts, is because interest rates are currently quite low. They're a record low at the moment, and we don't really know how long that's going to go on for, particularly because inflation, it's happening, it's real, the cost of living is high, and so eventually things are going to get more expensive. So you definitely need to think about where you can save on your money, because of course the stamp duty holiday is not happening anymore, so you want to find ways of not spending too much. So looking at low interest rates could be helpful, because obviously that ties into your monthly payments and affordability. We all know that London is one of the most expensive cities in the world. This stat also came out last week, I think, where it basically said that people buying in London would have to spend up to like 7 times their salary. That is mental when you think about it, because most mortgage lenders are only lending 4 to 5 times your salary. So that 2 times of your salary means you have to fit that bill when it comes to your deposit, and that is why you have to save so much. So it's very expensive, which means monthly it's going to be crazy. Now, that's nothing new. We all know that London is crazy expensive and a lot of people cannot buy in London. I 5 years ago could not buy in London. That's why I moved out to Essex, right? But what is happening is the idea of the supersized mortgage, where people like Habito, for example, an online mortgage broker, they want to start lending people up to 7 times their salary. So that could potentially mean a lot of people might be able to have a way into buying in London. But for something like that, obviously there's going to be a lot of criteria to tick off, because that's a lot of money that they're giving you. But also each month you need to afford that, because that is going to be very, very expensive. Moving on to 2022 then. The year has started off with a cost of living crisis. Everything is going up, everything's more expensive just to live. in this UK is expensive. So a lot of people who own homes may start to get priced out. They may not be able to keep up with certain bills or mortgage payments, and that could potentially cause a lot of people to put their houses up for sale. Even though right now there isn't a lot on the market, that could change due to the inflation and cost of living. Property prices could go down. A lot of properties are going to be on the market due to a lot of people not being able to keep their homes, and then of course with competition, etc., people will start to lower their prices. So potentially the prices could go down. Obviously there are other factors that could come along this year, we just don't know. By the way, no one can give you a definitive answer on whether prices will go up or down, but you can give predictions based on things that are going on right now. So this could actually have an impact on mortgages, making them less affordable, and then a domino effect, demand goes down because people are finding things too expensive. But generally speaking, in the past 12 months, house prices have gone up. So having said all of that, I know there are still going to be people out there saying, well, I don't care, I'm only buying in London, I'm not leaving London, blah, 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 blah. Well, let me help you on that journey and tell you some of the most affordable London boroughs that you should be looking at. By the way, I did a reel and a TikTok on this and it went everywhere, so I thought, let me share that insight with you guys now. Barking and Dagenham is on that list. It's a London borough. It's one of the most affordable places to buy in London, and I'm actually going to be doing a tour of a great development there, so keep your eyes out because that could be a good one for many of you guys. Another borough is Croydon, but it definitely is rising. I actually did a tour of a development called Leon House there a couple of years back. Great development, you guys check out that video, but also I'm sure there is so much more happening since then in Croydon. Bexley, which is another South London borough for those of you guys that must only stay in south of London, there you go. Then you have Newham. Oh my gosh, who told me to say Newham on TikTok? Everyone is killing me for it. Guys, I am not from East, okay? So Hillingdon, which is sort of outskirts of West London, really good, not far from Heathrow, easy to get into central London if you must, all of that good stuff. Another southern borough is Sutton. Havering is also really good. Within Havering you've got Romford, you've got Grays, you've got all of these different places within Essex. Redbridge is also great because of course you have got some really expensive property within that borough, but there are some pockets where you can find more affordable homes. Another London borough is Enfield. I actually used to live there before I moved to Essex, many of you guys know. I love Enfield because it's actually still got that leafy, more Hertfordshire, Middlesex feel. It's getting a bit pricey. And another place would be Bromley. Many people were actually quite surprised, but statistically Bromley is one of, not the cheapest, but one of the more affordable London boroughs. So I know this was very conversational. It was all in my head and I just wanted to have a good old chat with you guys. And let me know in the comments whether this kind of content is helpful for you. Also, let me know what other topics regarding property, etc. that you think would be really helpful for you on your journey to buying or renting. I think I might do a video on whether it's cheaper to buy or rent, or like cheapest areas to rent in London or in the UK. I've got so many different ideas, but I want to make sure that you guys actually want that content. So I'm gonna need you to comment down below. And if you're not already, follow me on Instagram and TikTok because I do these really nice, quick and snappy, condensed short videos that you can screen grab and use for your property search, etc. So yeah, I hope that was helpful for you guys. Let me know, subscribe because we're so close to 60k. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.